Good evening, any watchers, stroke listeners, I guess otherwise known as viewers. It's a good start, isn't it?
The typical professionalism of the Effect podcast.
Indeed. Right then, so what, Tony, remind me what happened last time, because I never ever remember.
I don't remember too much. So we're trying to investigate the disappearance of the Emissary alongside trying to locate Nur, my
I remember that
family
much. We've
friend.
been playing this game about 8 weeks now. What specifically?
Exactly 8 weeks. Well, we missed out a couple, so more like 10, I think.
Right.
So last week we went and
we went to the
investigated
sanatorium. Yeah.
So we met a journalist who was there,
Sana
Torm, who was there to talk to someone about their treatment program, whatever they do there for mystics. And I talked to her, but in doing so, seemed to speak her, and she ran off. So you followed her.
Yeah. Complete red herring. Followed her, tried to talk to her, then tried to pretend I was from the university, from the sanatorium, and then came clean. None of it worked, and I kind of wasted my entire time whilst you were progressing the scenario, Tone. So it was.
So I was introduced to So I basically asked if we could look around to try and find this missing person we were looking for. I was introduced to a Sister Robois, who is a reasonably senior supervisor in the sanatorium. She introduced me to a brother Ramas, who was somebody who had been looking after the people coming in for treatment around this mystics disease. I mean, he told me that they had a kind of self-help group where these people came in and they sat down and talked about their problems. He knew Nur. I'd kind of eventually basically came clean that, what I was there for, looking for Nur as a family friend, having promised her father to look after her. So he said, he was quite worried about Nur as well, because she'd been there the previous week for their meeting, but had missed the meeting that she was expected to be at the day before.
Yeah.
The Sister Robois was very closely kind of overseeing our meeting. But once it finished, as we were leaving and shaking hands, Brother Ramas slipped a small communicator device into my hand secretly, so that Sister Robois couldn't see. And then afterwards, after we'd left and met up, we were about to use this communicator to try and call Brother Ramas, but actually he called us on it and just said to meet him in the Garden of the Seekers at the end of the evening shift or during the evening shift, and then rang off and something else. So I think
there was something else that happened as well. Can you remember what that was?
We
investigated the bullet, didn't we?
Was that last week as well? Or was that week before? Yeah, sorry.
I think that
beginning of last week.
Before, actually.
Was it?
We talked to the adjudicator of Cuba. We saw a news report about some murdered mystics.
Oh yeah.
Did we not?
Yeah.
Talked to adjudicator Akuba to try and find out the identities of them, just make sure that Nur she wasn't already included in those, which she wasn't. Aramiafa was.
Did that give us any leads?
Not that I noted down.
But it was our friend, wasn't it? The other journalist, Jayla Kahari. Yeah.
Yes.
I assume we swapped cards, so I've got a contact number to call her if we wanted to talk to her.
Oh boy, did you swap cards? There was a whole discussion about that.
No, she was only the one who swapped lead. I didn't give her any of my bullets in return. Put it that way. Right.
Yeah, so it was her. She seems to be getting the break she wanted. She's got this all this stuff about mystics going missing or whatever had kind of been under the radar a bit, but now she'd got frontline bulletin stuff. So more people are aware of it. Now, the lead, I don't know whether it's a lead, was her assumption that everybody with a mystic disease is a first come. There aren't any Zenithians affected.
Okay, yeah.
But that's her assumption. Akuba Kosher kind of denied it, but at the same time said that all the evidence was pointing to it, or rather they hadn't necessarily found anybody who was a Zenithian who'd been killed or kidnapped. Then you'd begun to make a plan about how we're going to go to the Garden of the Seekers and wait for Ramas.
Yeah, so you were going to wait at the sanitarium and try and follow.
Yeah, that was it.
Brother Ramas, just to check whether he was being followed in turn by somebody else.
Yeah. Using the one skill that I'm quite good at. Well, allegedly, until I roll the dice, that is.
Okay. So Garden of the Seekers looks a bit like this behind me. This is a view of the Garden of the Seekers. It's quite a calming sort of central city park in the core on your level. I think we talked about it being not that far from you, but about twice as far from the sanitarium. So I guess Oshian, you set out first to get to the sanitarium in time to catch him as he's coming out.
Yeah, so the Garden of the Seekers is almost in the center. It's kind of, if you quarter it up, it's in the top left, the sort of the northwest quarter, but quite near the center of the core. We're just to the right of that, and then the sanatorium is just north of that. So yeah, okay. Yeah. I will.
Can you see, guys?
Yeah.
The map I am now showing you.
Yes.
Yes.
I can. Yeah.
Tony, Yaquob, this is the area that at the very center of the garden where he said we should meet. Just going to close my door. There's a key there, which I don't think has any secrets on it. So it's open to everyone or to anyone. It's a kind of place for calming. So some of the people they say you might see there are the guard who beat a troublemaker one time too many, the spice merchant mourning his stillborn daughter, the couple who have loved each other since the station was constructed, the deckhand who needs to get out of her family's cramped apartment to eat a quiet picnic on the grass. The garden welcomes them all. By tradition, and out of respect for the seekers, the calm is seldom broken here, and violent intentions are left at the gate. The Garden of the Seekers...
I'll soon see about that.
Yeah, exactly. This sounds like there's a fight coming, doesn't it?
The Garden of the Seekers consists of around 20 miniature landscapes centered around the Seeker cult's strange temple in the middle. The place is a collage of beautiful environments from across the horizon. The Garden of Seekers, so yeah, there's a bunch of people which we may meet, but you've got this sort of location here, and the marked place where he said to meet you is number 1 on the map, which is
the meeting
at the very
place.
center.
The most obvious place possible. He needs some lessons on being a bit discreet.
Covert meeting.
Well, no, I think he's thinking, well, there are plenty of witnesses. Nothing can happen to him. Meanwhile, Oshian, you do.
Sorry, before you move to Yoshin, how busy is this place? in this kind of area
Oh,
that we can see on the map? How? What's the density of people around?
About 2 meters between each person.
It's early evening. There are people about. There's a group of Tarabs and artists practicing acrobatics, singing, and juggling torches in the dark. Their voices fade away as they exit, and you're alone. You're waiting for Brother Ramas.
Okay, I shall try and be reasonably observant. Have a look around to see if I can see anyone acting suspiciously.
Do you want to do an observation? Did you say?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I will roll some dice too, just to make you think you're something to observe. Obviously, as is
I
tradition.
get 1 success on that roll.
Okay.
I shall stick with that.
Might spend a DP on that. I don't want to make it too hard, too easy for you. Okay. Yeah, and there's nothing suspicious going on.
Apart from 2 dice rolls and a darkness point. Yeah, okay.
That's not suspicious at all.
Let's go back to you, Oshian.
Yep. So I'm going to use my infiltration to find a good spot to observe the entrance to the sanatorium where I'm not going to be observed myself, and wait to see.
Make a die roll for that.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
Okay, you think you're not observed?
So I'm going to wait to see when Brother Ramas comes out.
Okay, and then you see Brother Ramas, and he is with your experience of observing people, you can see he is a little bit concerned himself. Keeps looking back at the sanatorium and checking the crowd and seeing whether anybody's following him. And you see he's taking a route which is not the direct route to the Garden of the Seekers.
Right, okay. Well, this is specifically what I'm trying to do by being here, which is to spot anybody who is actually following him without them spotting me.
So for your 2 successes on your infiltration, I'll give you a bit of observation as well. You don't think he's being followed.
Right, okay. Okay, I'll follow him from a discreet distance.
Okay, do you want to make another infiltration roll for that one? Because
Yeah.
he is trying to lose his pursuers roundabout route.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, not that this is his thing, obviously.
So I'm obviously maintaining observation for anyone who might be trying to do to me what I'm trying to do to them, which is trying to do a bit of sort of counter surveillance.
Anyway, although he's trying very hard to blend in with the crowd and do switchbacks and change routes and stuff, he's quite an easy mark.
Okay. I've got 1 success on that roll.
Sight of him.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he's quite an easy mark. He's still got 1 success.
But actually following him is kind of is the lesser of the 2 things I'm trying to achieve. So watching out for others who are following him is more important.
Okay, so make another observation roll.
Yep. I get 1 success for that. Shall I push that, Tone?
I won't make you push it because I can tell you there is nobody following you.
Right, okay, cool.
Following him.
Okay. All right. I'll stay back as far as I can then, so he doesn't spot me, and just shadow him all the way to the Seekers.
So Tony, as it gets dark, well, you don't know where the acrobats and stuff come back. They've obviously eaten somewhere, and they come back to their little tent and start practicing again.
So whereabouts are they
Juggling.
on this map relative to where I am?
Well, they are here. Is their little
The
tent.
artist. Okay.
Acrobats and talabs and things like that. What do they call them? Let me tell you what they called them. Where did I read about them?
It would kind of give the game away if I said, "Oh, it's on page 41, Matt."
It's on page 61. You're looking at the wrong thing. I just can't see what they're called. They call them tarabs. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So there's they start juggling again. They're kind of, I mean, throughout the day they were probably, busking effectively, like you see jugglers and the like at Covent Garden Market. So they're in pairs and things, and they're juggling to each other. But this time they're kind of practicing. They're not really doing it for show.
Because there's nobody else here, presumably.
Yeah, because I don't know whether I don't think they sleep in this tent, but it's a kind of bit of a home base for them.
Whilst I'm following Brother Ramas, I will communicate with Yaquob what's going on and what I've spotted or not spotted.
Cool.
Give him a situation report so he knows what's happening.
So Tony, you get that report?
Yep.
I'm guessing, Oshian, you see Ramas walk into the Garden of Seekers.
Yeah. Again, I'll follow him in.
Follow him in, obviously. Don't
At a reasonable distance again, keeping my eyes open for anyone who might have picked him up at the last minute.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to make you roll an observation. I think your previous success was good enough. And Tony, you can see him approach. Do you want to make an observation?
All right then. No successes. Shall I push that, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am going to push that roll, so have a darkness point. I now have one success.
Good, because that darkness point pays for theirs. You don't see anything particularly. As Ramas comes up behind you, or not, comes up towards you.
I think we ought to move him into a position where he's not an obvious sniper target. Seeing we've had someone sniped out from under our noses before.
What are you going to do if you're hearing that over the radio? He's approaching over the bridge towards you. He's coming sorry, can't point at the screen. He's coming down from the statue here towards these steps to see you on the bridge.
Okay. As he's doing that, I'm going to do an observation of around here to see if I can see anything that might be a threat or a danger.
What can you see?
I'm looking for anything that might be a threat, number of snipers and that kind of stuff.
Right, roll your dice. Where are you looking?
Just around the Garden of the Seekers, looking for anywhere that might be a good sniper location. Obviously reminiscent of young Aaron's untimely death. I've got 2 successes.
Okay. Might spend a point on that.
Shall I push as well, Tone?
2 successes. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you see, Dave,
Yep.
with your 2 successes, that one of the jugglers has broken away and is following shortly after Brother Ramas.
Fairly obviously, is this?
Well, no, not fairly obviously. It's
Okay.
your observation skill that's done it.
Okay. I'm going to communicate that to Yaquob, and I shall move down the path quite quickly to try and get into
Okay, can we roll initiatives, please?
into pistol range. That's just 1d6, isn't it, for Coriolis?
1d6.
Oh,
Hold on, it's so long since I've done combat in Coriolis. Can't remember whether there's any modifiers or anything. Oh,
Well, there's
God.
modifiers for the weapons. Presumably, we haven't got our weapons drawn at the moment, so don't apply.
Oh dear, is it just the weapon modifiers?
I think it is, yeah. It's just a basic d6 plus, unless you've got a talent that allows you to roll twice, or I think roll twice and take the best one. There's a talent for that, isn't it? I think.
But you don't have any of those.
No.
Okay. So yeah, just roll a d6 then.
Yeah, I did, and I rolled a 1.
I rolled
Oh,
a
dear.
2. Is it high better or
I
lower,
think it
lower
is.
better?
I think
Low,
high.
higher is better in this game.
Sadly.
They rolled a 6, and one of them, very carefully. So he's obviously looking. You've seen this as well, Oshian. He's obviously been very nervous, and as he approaches you, he's still looking around nervously, looking for somebody.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Who is this, and who is he approaching?
Brother Ramas is approaching Tony.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So he's not. Yeah. So he said
He's
approaching
feeling
me.
very nervous.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And despite the fact he's looking around, he doesn't notice one of the jugglers behind him.
How close is the juggler to him now?
There's a few steps behind him, and that person shoots. Give me a moment. Out from under his clothes, he pulls out a Vulcan carbine and shoots with a range combat of 4 and his agility of 3. Well, 5 successes.
What?
I think Ramas is dead.
Oh,
So let me think about this carefully.
Well, you just blown our only
I
lead
forgot to
away.
count damage. He does 3 damage, crit on 2. Can somebody roll me a d66, please?
oh God.
Are you rolling it, Tim?
I'll roll it, yeah. 15.
Yeah, so he might not be dead. He's just down, maybe.
He's definitely down. Definitely down.
And he needs to be shot
So
in the back.
15. He collapses into your arms, Tony. And he's bleeding profusely. So you've got that 3 damage, 2 crits. That's still another 2. I don't know Rames's stats. I can't remember his stats. Give me a moment. Yeah. He is definitely broken.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably dead.
But the 15 won't kill him, though, will it? It's just a critical. He's broken, but
Sorry?
a crit
Just
of a crit of 15 won't kill him.
Yeah, but when I pay this to turn it to a 51, what does that do?
Okay, fair enough. Still might not kill him. Let's have a little look, shall we? Dueling rule books here. Don't remember. It's been such a long time since I've had to look at this book for crits.
51, broken spine.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound good, does it?
So what I'm going to do, given he's got broken spine, with his last act, he fumbles into your arms. He's holding a data chip, which he wants to give to you.
Okay, I'm going to take it, obviously.
I'm so sorry for letting it happen, he says.
Okay.
Right. The others, there are more of them, and they've pulled out their guns. You're in a particularly vulnerable position, Tony. These are, turns out these jugglers back to practice weren't actual jugglers.
How many are there in total?
How many are there exactly? Fuck, it doesn't say. I can't remember. I'm going to roll a d6 and say there are 4.
Okay. And presumably,
What's your action, Tony? I'm going to let you take a reactive action. You can do anything, Oshian, at some point, but you're not currently
I'm saying they
recognized
don't.
by
They
them
don't.
as a participant in
I was
this.
gonna say they don't realise I'm. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Can I draw my...
But Tony, I'm going to give you, I mean, the other 3 could just gun you down as well. I'm not going to do that though.
Can I draw my Vulcan cricket and shoot?
Shoot. Yeah, the others are all, so they're all around the point marked 2. You're right on this point here.
Is the point
priest-
where? Sorry, Matt. The point where Tony is that raised up or is that raised?
Yes,
is that down?
That's raised up. That's
Yeah.
a bridge over this pondy
Right.
thing here.
Yeah. Okay. And then the rest of it,
waterfall
I guess, the rest of it is going up. So if I was walking from the middle up the road towards where I am, I'm going up the steps, not down the steps there.
So from where you are,
I'm higher than the rest of them, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're up here where the cursor is. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You're up here somewhere. You go down,
Yeah.
down, right
Up.
into the bottom, up onto the bridge, and then these are waterfalls down here. So this is much higher. So this is up and up again at these steps. But you're here, Tony. What do you want to do? Shoot one.
I
of
want to
them,
draw
that's what I said. Shoot the
my
guy that shot.
Vulcan cricket and shoot the guy that shot Ramas.
Okay. So you pull out your weapon and shoot him. What's your weapon?
My weapon is a Vulcan cricket. My ranged combat is 4 dice. It's not great, really. So,
Do you get a bonus for the gun?
I get +1 for the gun. Okay, I'm just going to... that's 1 success, but I am pushing it. No, it's only 1 success, so it's 2 damage.
2 damage, and he has light armor on, but that doesn't save him any of those points of damage. Okay, he's hit, but you haven't damaged him.
Or I haven't broken him.
Haven't broken him yet.
Is it my
The
action
others
then?
are looking to move out of here in a defensive way, I think.
So have they?
Um,
Is this their action for this round, or have they? Because I haven't had
They
an
have
action
now,
yet.
or the other three actions has been to take their, to throw aside their jugglers' cloaks
Yeah.
and get into their straight, they've got very plain black clothes and with hoods on, and they've got their guns out, and then now scanning the crowd to see what scanning the area to see what the threats are. Actually, make an infiltration roll. This isn't active infiltration, but how well are you hidden, Dave? See whether they spot you as a target.
Yeah. Okay. And this is still the first round, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I get 1 success there. Do I want to push that? Yeah, I'm going to push that, Matt.
Okay.
So I get 3 successes. But you get a
Okay. Yeah,
darkness
they
point.
haven't. So in their scanning, they haven't spotted you, Tony. You're the only one in danger. It's 4 on to 1.
So being my action now, then I'm going to draw my pistol, and I'm going to aim. I think
For this round.
Oh no, Tony's going to get peppered, isn't he? Can I draw my pistol whilst going prone? So I've got some cover from the top of the hill.
Well, you can draw your pistol and go pro. And are you saying draw pistol and aim and go pro?
No, I was thinking I was going to draw my pistol and drop into a position of slight cover.
You can definitely do that.
But I wanted to you do that as one action, then I wanted to shoot. Whether you'd let me do that.
That should really be a quick shot. Because remember, we've got 3 action points in this round.
That gives me 5 dice with a quick shot. No, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to draw my gun and I'm going to shoot the one that Tony shot.
The one that Tony shot, the one nearest Tony. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
because he's the one who's probably most likely to just gun Tony down. So I get 7 dice in total. Here, let's just check. Ranged combat is just and 1 for the gun, so I get 8 dice. Okay, that gives me 3 successes.
Okay. And your Vulcan pistol does...
It does 2 damage, and it's a crit of 2, so I will crit if enough damage gets through, because I've got 3 successes.
Okay, against their armor, 1 point gets through.
Okay, so I'm going to roll yellow with my 6s. 64.
I shot.
64. Let's just make sure that is a Severde order. So
Through the chest.
Tony, you're standing. You've just shot him in the torso or something, but did him some damage. You evaded his armor, but now you've just got a splatter of blood as his neck is ripped apart and his aorta sprays blood all over your face. But he's down, definitely. So on the next round, I said there were 4 in total. One of them's going to take a pot shot for you. The other 2 are going to observe and see where that shot came from. So one's taking another pot shot from you, Tony.
Yep.
And he is... he's the same stats, actually, which are range combat 4, agility 3, and 1 extra for his bonus.
What talents do you have, Tony?
None that help me avoid being shot.
Okay.
I have the friendly report, judge of character, which lets me tell if somebody's lying, and a merchant's talent, which gets me a discount on goods I purchase. But none of them are that useful.
Have you got any armor, Tony?
No, I don't have any armor.
We ought to get some armor, don't you think?
So you take 4 points of damage.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Okay, that's smart.
From one shot. Ouch, that's not good.
3 points of damage off the shot, off the carbine,
Yeah.
I believe. I'll just check that.
Yes, it is. I've got a carbine, but I'm just working on the assumption that I'm not carrying it with me.
No.
It's quite a big weapon, isn't it? But then maybe I might need to change that assumption from now on.
Okay, so the other two are looking for you in your prone position. I'm not going to make you roll an infiltrate. I'm just going to get them spotting you, but I'll give you +1 as
observation.
your prone.
Okay.
I'll give them
cool.
-1 as their prone. It's observation 3. -1. No, they haven't spotted you yet.
Cool.
Tony,
So
what are you doing?
I want to look for some cover because I'm a bit exposed up here.
Yeah, you can make a move to jump into the water, roll backwards down the stairs.
So if I roll backwards down the stairs, these kind of posts at the corners of the stairs, are they, how big are they? Are they something I could hide behind?
If you get probably down to the, this one.
Yeah, that's kind
here.
of, yeah, that's the one I'm kind of thinking of heading for. That one there.
Okay.
So do I need to do a roll for that?
Or agility. What game are we in?
In Coriolis, agility, that's quite bad. My agility is not great.
will it be dexterity rather than agility?
Well, I have no, yes, dexterity is a skill,
Yeah.
which I have no points in.
No.
Agility being the relevant attribute. So
Yeah.
I get a massive 3 dice, but I get 2 successes.
Oh, well done. Okay, so you make for 2 successes, you make an elegant leap way down the stairs and tuck into a roll on grass just down here.
Does that mean he gets?
And,
Can you get a shot away as well? Can you get a shot away as well?
Well, 2-person. You could do a quick shot.
I'll do a quick shot. So what do I lose for it being a quick shot?
I think it's 2 dice, isn't it?
-2.
Okay.
How much does that leave you with?
That leaves me with 3 dice.
Mhm.
Well, I might as well give it a go.
Yeah, well worth a go. Absolutely.
I get no successes, and I won't push that.
You're not okay.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
It's quite a difficult
him-
thing because you're now, you've got most of the bridge between you and him at the moment because he's still down here. Okay, Dave.
So the guy who just shot at Tony, is he closer to Tony than the other 2?
A little bit. The other 2, they're all kind of down here covering each other's backs.
Okay. One of the ones who's looking for me, I'm going to aim and shoot him.
Okay.
So that gives
+2.
me,
Roll your dice.
gives me extra +2. So that gives me 10 dice. No, let me just check that. Hang on. That gives me 9 dice, I think. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9 dice. I'm pushing that because I got no successes whatsoever. I'm kind of hoping to put the bastard down. Okay, 1 success. That's all. So that's 2 points of damage from my Vulcan pistol with 1 success.
Okay. On a new target.
Yep, on one of the 2 guys who was looking for me.
Okay. You notice this guy is looking quite big.
Okay, he's got a lot of hit points then.
Yeah.
I need a crit on him.
Right. Their turn. I think they now, having seen your fire, as it were, pinpoint you. And so your cover, Tony, stands as armor in this game, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, cover does, yeah.
asking me difficult questions now. I'm asking you difficult questions. I mean, what sort of cover is it?
Are you talking about me or Tony here?
I'm talking about Tony's cover, his stone thing he's got behind.
So it says page 93, inner wall would be 5, a brick wall would be 7, a table would be 3, a door is 4.
A brick wall is 7, is it?
That's what it says, yeah.
I think that's the closest thing we've got to it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give you 6 actually, because it's quite, it's a pillar, but it is stone.
Okay.
So 6 points of armor. Remember that when I start shooting you.
I will remember that. Don't worry. I will remember my armor.
I think you might spend a point on that. Or maybe not, actually. Right, he will score 2 points of damage if so. Roll your armor.
So Matthew, you just froze for a bit there, so we missed some of that.
Sorry. Oh dear. I
So
said
what?
he's got 3 successes. So you've got 3 points of damage, and he'll spend the he'll spend the other. Actually, he could kill you like this, couldn't he? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with it. I'm gonna go with it. Points of damage. Roll for your armor, and if any of them get through, there's a crit coming.
Okay.
So you need 2 6s, Tony.
I get 1 6.
So 2 get through. Take 2 points of damage and roll a d66.
So that breaks me anyway.
You're broken.
Yeah, just on hit points. I've taken
wimp.
6. 6. I only have 6.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. You can't see it, but I'm getting yellow first. 25.
25. Oh, groin hit.
Ouch.
It's Marco Salt all over again. Thank you, honey.
Okay, this hurts, and every time I make you do force, dexterity, or melee combat, you'll get a point of damage. So you don't want to roll those things. Except you possibly do want to roll those things to run away when you've recovered.
Yeah,
He's
well, I'm
broken.
down now.
You're down at the moment.
Yeah.
So, Tony, Dave, it's all down to you.
Okay, well, let's see what happens then. So is it my action now then?
The other 2 are going to shoot you. You're right. Thanks for reminding me.
No, I said it's my action now.
You're
not his.
prone, aren't you? So that's...
Will that give me some effective armor?
No, it gives a modifier on there to hit.
Right, okay.
One of them gets 1 success. And the other one gets 1 success. So that's 2 shots. 6 damage.
Well, I'm still up, but only just. This isn't going well. Okay. I do have a couple of very good talents, but that will only make me last slightly longer. So my action, okay. The guy who shot Tony, is he still interested in Tony?
At the moment, yeah.
Because I guess he knows he's hit him, but he doesn't know necessarily
Cool,
it's
it's
broken.
getting dark in here. Hold on, I'm just going to turn my light on. I'm looking like some weird dark black ghost in the screen.
I assume, Tony, that you picked up the data disk.
Yes, I picked it up and secreted it in a pocket. And I would have told you, obviously we were in constant time,
Yeah.
so I would have told you where I put it when I picked it up, when I received it.
Where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, the usual standard hiding place for things of that nature.
The Christopher Walken hiding Dad's watch approach from Pulp Fiction.
15 years at the back of my ass.
Now I give it to you. Right. I'm gonna shoot one of the two guys who shot at me, I guess.
This feels an awful lot like, personally, I'd be playing dead myself, but go ahead.
Well, I think the problem is they're obviously going to be after, presumably, what this guy's giving us. If both me and Tony are out of it, they'll just take it. And Tony's now gone down, so
right, okay, go for it.
okay, I'm going to aim at the big fat bastard, and I'm going to blow his head off.
Okay, go ahead.
He says confidently. Whilst shouting, "Guards! Guards!" Okay, so that's 2 successes, but that's not good enough. So I'm going to push that, Matt.
I will take a darkness point. Thank you very much.
Okay, now that's better. I have 5 successes.
5 successes. So your carbine does how much damage?
It does 2 points of damage.
You're going to spend 2 of those on a crit.
Well, can I see, basically, if I can, I'll spend 4 of them on 2 crits.
Okay, spend 4 of them on 2 crits, roll the dice twice.
Because I need to put the guy down. So the
I
first
think
one,
you can in this rules.
the first crit is 12. The second
Well, hold on.
I'll roll it again then.
Because his armor might take it all.
Yeah.
But his armor doesn't take anything, you lucky sod. Okay, first one is 12.
The second
Ooh,
one's
he's slightly disorientated.
the second one though is 62.
That
62.
shrug that one off, you
You,
fucker.
yeah, exactly. Fuck you and your disorientation.
He collapses. You've blown his leg off, or at least given it
Put
a
it through his
severe
knee or
hit.
something. Is he going to die with that?
His legs
At
off,
which
so
point
probably.
I will be kind to you, and realizing the other two now realizing that they're meant to be a secret strike force, and 2 of them are down. Start pulling their deceased brethren into cover and calling for backup.
Okay. Tony's down. Can I aim and shoot another one of them?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to do that then. Okay, this time I get 3 successes. So that again, if it gets through his armor, that again gives me a crit opportunity.
It does.
Okay.
They're making crap armor rolls, these guys. I mean, they've only got light armor. So.
Armor is quite weak in Coriolis. So you need to have a
Yeah.
lot of dice for it to be really effective. Okay, reading yellow first. 21 this time.
21 is, I think we've had this one before, haven't we? Oh no. In diving for cover, as you shoot him, he breaks his nose.
Okay. Can I
So
see?
you've got a question. You've got a bet on how soon their their reinforcements are going to arrive.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in the wrong spot for Tony.
You can
Okay.
work your way round.
Yeah. So this is also, they're hiding in cover down by number 2, are they?
Yeah.
I'm up on, if you go directly north from there, I'm kind of up on that
Yes.
footpath. So I'm gonna crawl, push myself back to the point where they don't have a shot on me, stand up, and I'm going to run around the edge as fast as I can.
Okay, but they will start having a shot at you as you get. Can you see my cursor?
I can.
You know, as you get round. I don't know
Okay.
whether you can see my cursor as I go off the
I'm good.
picture.
All right, I'm going to come round. As I'm coming round, I'm watching here. As soon as I get the line for a shot, I'm going to shoot one of them.
Okay, now they are now lying, while you've been doing that, they are lying low, you imagine, in the tent.
Right, okay. So
You can't see them.
I'm going to be running behind. I take it there's more foliage up there.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah, there's these bushes and stuff.
If they're quite low and I'm sort of up here, if I'm
Yeah.
running kind of here, they won't get a line of shot at me. So that's what I'm going to try and do.
Yeah. You don't think they're looking for you now, though. I think they're waiting for reinforcement, waiting for their extraction.
Right. Okay. All right, I'm going to make a beeline then. When I get round to the bottom right,
Yeah.
I'm going to basically make a dash for where Tony is.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the central bridges and walls in between me and the bad guys.
Okay. No reaction.
Okay. How long have I got? Okay, I've got no medicurgy, so I can't do anything to get him up on his feet. So I'll have to carry him.
Okay, make a force test.
Are we just leaving Ramas behind?
I don't know. I'm unconscious.
I would advise you, because at any moment now I'm going to pull the reinforcement start this points.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, given how effective they are against you, you're going to
all
die,
right.
and we start a whole new scenario.
Okay. I pick up Tony as best as I can, which isn't very well, and so my force is 3. Which is total. That's my strength. I've got no force skill at all.
Okay, so on your strength, make that 3. If you fail, reinforcements will arrive. I'll spend the dice points as well. I'm not that mean.
Okay. I'll push that. No.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So is there some undergrowth or something here?
Yeah.
And can I tell that Tony isn't about to die?
Oh,
He's broken. I mean,
not a medicurg, but he's still breathing at the moment.
Okay. He told me where he was stashing the disc. I'm gonna take the disc and I'm gonna say a little prayer to the Lady of Tears to guard my friend for the time being, and I'm gonna make a run for it. I basically want to get further into the garden in a direction where there might be other people or guards. Also, actually, hang on, while I'm doing that, I'm calling a Kuba. Matt.
Okay.
As I'm running around, can I be calling a Kuba for backup myself?
You can do that. Right. As you're running in which direction?
Well, I'm guessing the gardens are quite big.
Yeah, I mean, there are exits all over the place, so you can
Okay.
go.
I'm going to go in the direction away from where the guards are, where the attackers
These
are.
are the very centre. You'll be leaving the gardens.
How much of this map that we can see, how much of the How much of the gardens does this represent?
Well, the gardens are only a few 100 meters in each direction. So
Right.
this is the very center of the gardens, but whichever direction you go out of, eventually you
Can
come
I?
to.
Can I try another force roll? Try and pick him up.
No, you can only try
Haven't a
once.
chance.
This
No.
game.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You'll have to leave him. Where are you going?
Can I? So, how do I know this reinforcements is coming? Can I hear them, or are there shouts? Or...
I will say that you can see a squad of 6 coming along the direction that you
that I came in the first place.
originally came from.
What would he want me to do? Well, if I stay here and die, then we both die. So I'm going to run.
Yeah, that's the right call.
So I'm gonna dash into. I'm going to dash down here to the bottom right and get into some undergrowth and just keep going.
Okay.
And I'm telling Akubra where I'm going, or I'm relaying that even if I don't get an answer. And the fact that Yaquob is down and in need of medical attention in the middle of the Garden of Seekers.
Okay. So you see another squad of Coriolis guard coming from another direction, and you realize there may be, I don't know, 12, 16 people who you don't trust.
Okay, I'm going to hide in the undergrowth.
Okay. What's your infiltration?
I have 5 dice.
Better roll some decent successes, because they are combing.
Fuck off. I'm going to push it. Okay, I got 1 success.
You don't make it easy for me, do you?
I think it's the other way round, actually, Matt.
Yeah, I think, yes.
You could have made this much easier for us. We could have had a nice conversation with Brother Ramas. You know.
Yeah, just immediately kill him.
We did all the right stuff, but we still didn't succeed properly. Yeah.
As you're hiding in the bushes, a voice you recognize says, "Not a great hiding place, though, is it?"
Is it Akuba?
No, that's a woman, and that was my man's voice.
Sorry, hard to tell with you, Matt. Who is it then?
It's Inspector Ahuro.
Okay, who was Inspector Ahuro? Was that somebody friendly?
You met him at the Neoptra spaceport.
Did we? Inspector Ahuro.
Was he one of the? Was he the real guard that came up when you were talking to the fake guards? Although we believe that he knew that the fake guards were fakes and was complicit in some way with them.
I'll say to him, well, it's difficult when there's 20 people searching for you. I've still got my gun and I'm ready to use it on him if I need to.
Are you pointing it at him?
No, I'm just ready.
Okay.
Is he pointing a gun at me or anything?
No.
I say, good. Adjudicator Akuba clearly got the message I sent to her and has sent guards reinforcement. Excellent.
No, I think you're mistaken. I'm here to look after this crowd.
Which crowd are you talking about? The guys we've
Those
been
guys
fighting.
there. Look,
Well, go and deal with them.
obviously they're looking for you. What I should be doing is saying, he's here, mate, he's here. But, you know, I don't really like doing this.
Hey, look,
You Scarpa.
I appreciate that, and I won't forget it. And I Scarpa.
Okay.
If you can get Yaquob to a hospital, that would be good as well. I'll say as I'm going. And yeah, I'll get the hell out of Dodge.
Okay. Yaquob, you wake up sometime later, you're not entirely sure where, with the face of Sister Robwa looking down at you. You're in a hospital bed.
You've seen the Saw and the Hostel, haven't you, Tone?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh well, don't. Yeah, okay.
We meet again, Mr. Yaquob.
Yes.
Yaquob, it has here in your form.
Does it? Say that. I'm going to say, Brother Ramas. Did you find him as well? How is he?
I'm afraid he was beyond saving. Did he give you anything? Say anything to you?
He had no chance to. He was gunned down in cold blood before he could reach me. In front of my eyes.
These terrorists, she says. What is the world coming to? There were riots outside here only 3 days ago.
Yeah, I heard about that. It was terrible. Yeah.
Some agitator blaming the first come for everything that was going wrong. Could I get you to make a manipulation roll on that lie that you've just told her?
As soon as I get back to the Crossroads College, Matt, I'm going to have a look at this data disk and see what's on it. I'm going to copy it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what's on it in a short while, but
Yeah.
we'll.
Yeah, that's cool. Just saying.
Get one success.
Dramatically speaking, I should have done this later, but since I've started the Tony C now, I'll do the C now.
Yeah, it's fine.
I've got one success, but I'm pushing it, and I get one more success. I get 2 successes, but you get a darkness point off me.
I will take that darkness point off you.
How
I
many
promise not to
are
spend
you
it
up
on
to,
her.
Matt?
Sorry?
How many are you up to, darkness points?
Well, I spent a few in that last fight. Now at 2, 4, 6, 8.
Okay. Going down slightly then.
Sister Robwell, what's her stats? Oh, she's good. All right. You got 2 successes.
Yes.
I bet she's not as good as Sister Mariam.
I could just spend a darkness point to prove that she knows you're lying, but I'm going to roll those dice.
Well, and save the darkness point, and she knows you're lying.
And then I will smile enigmatically as she does when she acknowledges your reply. Cutting back, Dave. Oshian is back in the Crossroads College.
Yeah.
And looking at this data, which luckily you don't need to be a data gin to read. It's an
Fortunately.
unencrypted file.
I'm going to go into one of the back rooms, and
Okay.
obviously I've probably got. Well, yeah, I've been quite badly shot. Actually, I've been quite badly wounded, so I'm going to get some help as well for that. Off Lucine.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
she
yeah.
she's just a robber at the sanatorium. She's quite good at it. Apparently at healing.
But yeah, then I'll have a look at this data. I'm gonna copy it a number of times.
Great. Okay, as you're copying it, though, you're looking at the data,
Of course.
and it appears to be a kind of diary or confessional from your man Ramas, and there's some kind of recordings of conversations with Noor.
Okay. How does Noel sound in those conversations?
Well, so you can see her insisting to Ramas that she has been given her powers for some higher purpose. There's a bit of a discussion about whether it's a side effect of the arrival of the emissaries, but she insists that there must be something more than simply being, the ripples around the change in reality that the emissaries have done. That one of the icons must have blessed her for a purpose.
Yeah.
Then there's
Was that Brother Rames's belief? Is that what's in there?
and that's her belief that she's saying.
Her own belief.
These are kind of clips of that. Yeah, that she was convincing Brother Ramas that this isn't. Brother Ramas was talking about it as an illness and maybe a side effect of the arrival of the emissaries, which remember, the emissary and also the judge. Remember, the Samaritans are not a big fan of the chap or the being who calls himself the judge, because they think it's a heresy.
Yeah.
And so he kind of trying to push a blame onto them for this disease. There's a little bit of a shot of the last interview that she had with him, where there were a couple of members of the Coriolis Guard. Not really the Coriolis Guard. You can see, Dave, from they're the guys who were chasing, what's her name?
Amalthea.
Yeah.
And I recognize.
Presenting themselves as Coriolis Guard.
I recognize them, do I?
In this. Yeah.
So I could recognize them out on the street if I saw them.
Well, you looked at them long and hard and hope you could remember them. You can recognize these guys on.
Yeah. Okay.
And here she's saying that in this interview, she's saying that she had a vision from the emissary at Zine Station, which is the judge. And she's kind of raving about the end of the third horizon. She points at Ramas and says, "You're going to see real changes, real changes. The emissary will come to you too." There's his sort of like notes afterwards where he says,
does she sound kind of fanatical with all of this in her belief?
Yeah, she sounds a bit crazy, to be honest. He's saying he's a bit confused about whether she means the emissary who's living here on Coriolis, or the being that calls himself the judge at Zine Station. And you can see him when he's saying, or you can hear his tone when he's saying this, that he doesn't even really like talking about the judge. Comes out through gritted teeth. And there's another clip of her conversation with him where he's kind of asking himself, she's asking her what she means. And she's saying, there will come a time when the darkness is invited in, when people speak without mouths, when sister betrays sister. Only they who live in the darkness will see the light. Then there's a short note where he's kind of sad, and he's saying that she's gone. She's been removed from his care and taken into the restricted or through the restricted areas of the sanatorium to the cellar, which is the lower end of the station, not the cellar of the sanatorium.
Yeah.
And
Does he
there's
say any suggestion by whom, or are we assuming it's the fake Coriolis guard?
no real suggestion by whom. You can make that assumption if you like. There is, though, a handy dandy map of the lower levels of the sanatorium. And with your infiltration skill, you can see it's quite complex blueprints of the sanatorium. You can immediately see things that would give you a +2 bonus on any infiltration rolls.
Okay.
If you are thinking of going through the sanatorium, maybe to rescue a patient there.
So there's indication that she went through the lower level of the sanatorium to
get to the cellar.
To get to the cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could follow her tracks effectively, or follow her path.
And finally, the latest file is a message to you. So he'd been collecting these little bits of evidence, you feel, not necessarily for you, but when you guys arrived, he recorded this and added it to the stick.
Yep.
And he's addressing you guys personally. And he says, I don't know what you have found, and I guess I may never discover, but I must speak up, even if doing so means betraying my order. Before the judge, there is no room for lies. A martyr strike team from Zalos is operating on the station with a mandate to wipe out all the new mystics. They take them to a place they call the real sanatorium. I know that it must be somewhere in the cellar, but not exactly where. You will have to find it yourselves. Maybe there are others who can help you. Then he looks to one side as though there's something happening off camera, as it were. And he leans forward to turn off the device that he's recording this on. But as he comes closer, he says, remember me in your prayers.
Nah, he's first come. Why would I remember him? Although he's trying to do the right thing. I think we need some assassins, Yaquob.
I think we need one assassin and a well-rounded team of some other individuals.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit dangerous for us to go in on our own.
Yeah.
Well, there is now going to have to be an extraction because somebody is a prisoner in the sanatorium.
Yep. Okay.
Tony.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
What treatment have I had? What condition am I in?
We'll discover that next week when Dave has recruited a team of, I don't know, some form of Marines who tried for a crime they never committed. If he can find them, maybe he can call the B team.
Yeah, seeing the A team's already been caught. Okay, yeah.
At least they didn't just instantly execute me in the gardens. Oh, look on the bright side.
Which is fortunate, yeah. So yeah, I'll get some medical aid for my hurt, but my points will come back overnight anyway, won't they? When I sleep.
Yeah. All you need to do is rest for your basic vitality.
Oh, really? So does that mean I've been sleeping? So my groin is still a bit sore.
You had
You're in a hospital full of newborn nurses, and you're saying you've got a sore groin. Okay.
Yeah, I got a shot in the groin there. So I think it definitely needs some continual massage.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Matron.
Stop.
This is being streamed, gentlemen.
Sorry.
Try
Although it
again
doesn't
to
look like we've
stop.
had anybody
Stopping.
watching.
Stopped.
Okay.
So do I get my basic hit points back then for having slept?
You will do for the next adventure, and more than that, I think they would have fixed your penis too. You may never have children.
Yeah, your groin injury is like, it's still there, but they've fixed your penis. It's now 5 feet long.
You were not saying stop, and now you're carrying on.
Sorry, you started me off. That's the problem.
So
okay.
So what's his name? Your man, Lucien.
Lucine Decamarier.
Lucine says you seem to have got in over your heads.
We've only just started, Lucine. As someone once said, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Well, we're not trapped in here. We can throw you out anytime you want.
I was watching a really old movie from the First Horizon the other day before this job came along.
Yeah, that barbaric stuff.
Called the Watch Persons. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna need some backup.
I'll put the word out, he says.
Good man, I appreciate it.
Right, okay. Shall we stop there?
Pause there. Okay.
Well, let me just make sure there's nothing else I'm meant to be telling you.
Some vital key bit of information.
So can I make sure that you have figured out that the martyr warriors from the Order of the Pariah are responsible for both the Mysticides and the abduction of the Emissary?
That's definitely what we're assuming.
I think we've assumed that, yes.
And you have a map showing you the way down to the cellar?
Yes. And the way to infiltrate the sanatorium and rescue my friend.
And a way to infiltrate the sanatorium and rescue your friend?
I'm going to need to go shopping and buy myself some better weapons.
Okay.
Can you get me one while you're there? Because presumably they haven't just left my Vulcan cricket in the locker next to my bed in the sanatorium.
You might need a new Vulcan cricket, yes.
Okay, I'll work on that assumption.
Or maybe something that's bigger than a Vulcan cricket.
Maybe, yeah. Bigger and better. Cool.
Okay, so have a look through the shopping list next time. We'll stop sharing.
I'll do that between here and now. Between here and now. Between
here and now.
And now.
Have you done it?
I've done it. Yeah. I've filled out my character sheet. It's fine. I've got loads of stuff. You know what I meant.
Between now and then is the word you're looking for.
Yes. Struggling to find.
Right. I think given the impact of this one, I will bring 3 new players aboard, and by coincidence, I think I've had 3 applicants for the role. So
jolly good, excellent.
And you're right, they were all assassins to begin with, but I put out a really subtle hint, a bit of the story. Did you like my story with Benny?
I did. I thought that was good. Yeah, Matt did a little bit on our Discord of a story about Lucine having put the word out. And then going, I've got assassins, bloody assassins everywhere. What we need is a bruiser. What we need is some, guy who can break in, not bloody assassins. And then our patrons, insightful as they are, went, okay, maybe I should roll up something that isn't an assassin.
I mean, it's my fault. I did say the assassin could be one of the things you rolled up, but everybody.
And they all went, aha, assassin. Yeah.
Do you like Benny though? Benny is the guy that sweeps up in the crossroads.
Whose character was that? Was that Phil's?
He's one of the. He's the guy that Lucine. conversation
Oh yeah,
with.
yeah.
Do you know, are you getting the Benny reference? You're not,
Crossroads,
are
isn't
you?
it?
You
Yeah,
just
it's
got looking at it.
Crossroads.
I
Isn't
even
it
showed you
Crossroads?
a picture.
Oh no,
Yeah.
isn't it Crossroads? But
Yeah.
that has been off television for
So
about
we didn't get the reference
a
to
quarter
some
of a decade.
obscure
program that I never watched in the first place anyway.
soap opera from 30 years ago.
I just, yeah, okay. Not very funny then. It's just one day I'm going to set the whole adventure around this Crossroads College, and we'll start it off with the Crossroads theme.
Okay, that's where it came. All right, okay. Ah, dear.
That's where I'm getting to.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's not the Crossroads Motel, Matt.
Okay. Anyway, I am going to quit.
Cool.
So goodbye to anybody who's watching.